I'm not threatening you. Say one more word, and that's 30 days. 30 days.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame with your boy TP. Today, we will be courtroom hopping into the courtroom of Judge Mark T. Slavens. This is going to be our second time in his courtroom for the second appearance for this young lady by the name of Tanaya Nicole Tubbs. If you don't know who Miss Tanaya is, check this out.
Did you know that the first day of law school, they tell us that he who represents himself has a fool for a client? Do you know they tell us that?
Yes.
And so what does that tell you if they say he who represents himself has a fool for a client? What's that tell you, ma'am?
You know what it tells me?
Yeah, what's that tell you?
You all operate in trade secret acts. So
Okay.
As you can see, Miss Tanaya definitely has her sovereign citizen head on. And also, this particular court appearance was supposed to be, if you saw the last video, it's supposed to be about her receiving standby counsel. So that's what they're going to be doing today to make sure everything is going to be straight before the trial. So with that being said, without further ado, guys, let's jump into this proceeding.
Good morning, Your Honor. Elena Rozak on behalf of the people, P78815.
Good morning, Judge Deanne Patillo, P82378 on behalf of Ms. Tanaya Tubbs.
Ms. Tubbs, can you unmute and state your name for the record, please? And is Ms. Patillo standby counsel? Is that what this is?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Tubbs, if you can state your name for the record, please.
Grand Rising, I asked the Holy Spirit to come in here and touch this courtroom today, and I welcome the Holy Spirit. I am Tanaya Nicole Tubbs, the beneficiary.
Okay. And Ms. Patilla is being appointed as your standby counsel, Ms. Tubbs, all right?
No, sir, I did not ask for that. But if I'm being forced, then I'm being forced in direct coercion.
All right. Well, I'm not forcing you, but she's going to help in case you need anything. You don't ever have to use her, but if you want any questions on anything, she's there to help you, okay? You're gonna represent yourself. But if you have any questions, you can ask her, all right?
I hear you, sir.
All right. Do we have a jury trial date on this?
March 17th.
All right. We'll set this is set for jury trial on March 17th at 9 a.m. Ms. Tubbs, did you want to discuss settlement with the prosecutor, or do you just want to go ahead to jury trial?
I wanted to ask the prosecutor a few things, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Your Honor, I would, one of the things I think that we put on the record last week when we were trying to establish whether Ms. Tubbs was going to represent herself, if we were going to relieve the prior defense counsel of his obligations and then also get standby counsel. And I think that today was more of an update just to make sure everything was in order, but knowing that the trial.
And I have ruled that she can represent herself, haven't I?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And that's why the other counsel was relieved and
Right, okay.
Ms. Patillo was put on as standby.
All right.
With that, I think that we had mentioned the possibility of having Ms. Tubbs be brought over here so that we can have discussions. Ms. Patillo is standby. I feel comfortable speaking to Ms. Tubbs as long as there's somebody else there. Even if they're not fully representing her, at least there's a third person. And I wouldn't mind speaking to her in person, but I think it's going to be easier if she's here, and I don't necessarily want her to say something on Zoom in open court that might affect her case when she's representing herself.
All right. We can do this one of two ways. Either can put all of you in a breakout room and let the three of you discuss things, or we can bring her here.
I would ask Ms. Tubbs what she would like to do.
Ms. Tubbs, what do you want to do? Do you want to go into a breakout room with the standby counsel and your and the prosecutor, or would you like to come here physically to talk with them?
I can do standby counsel. I mean, I can do not standby counsel, but I can talk to them in the break room since she's afraid of what I have to say, so the public would not hear.
So if I could interject, I apologize, Your Honor. Would I be able to, well, if Ms. Tubbs allows, would I be able to speak to her before she speaks to the?
I don't allow.
That's an excellent idea. Ms. Tubbs, would you be willing to speak privately with Ms. Patella?
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Patella, I don't think I can order her to do that. So, Ms. Tubbs, as I told you before, we got taught the first day of law school, he or she who represents themselves as a fool for a client. I would strongly recommend that you talk to Ms. Patella, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. What would you like to do with that?
With all due respect, sir, I am not working alone. I work with the Holy Spirit, so only a fool would think that the Holy Spirit ain't helping me. Not being smart.
All right, and I'm not being smart with you either. I'm telling you what they told us in law school, all right?
That's understandable.
All right, that's fine, Ms. Tubbs. So she apparently, will you be willing to have Ms. Patella in the room with you and the prosecutor?
Sir, I do not need her. Thank you.
I
All right.
I want somebody.
Yeah.
Regardless
so the
of who it
prosecutor
is.
says she does not feel comfortable talking directly with you without somebody else in the room. So
you're forcing me. You're forcing
I'm
me
not
to have.
forcing you to do anything. You know, you don't have to talk to me. We can just go ahead and have a jury trial. That's fine with me. So what the prosecutor is saying is if she wants to talk alone with you, that there has to be somebody else in the courtroom or in the room. So you tell me.
She can have her in the courtroom, but not on my behalf. It can be on her behalf since she's fearing what I have to say alone. I'm not understanding why.
Put the three of you in a breakout room to discuss things.
Okay, thank you.
Do you agree to that, Ms. Tubbs?
I agree to speak with her with the third party on her side.
All right. And counsel, how long do you think we should put you in the breakout room for?
10 minutes to be safe.
10 minutes, and then you can have more time if you need it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
I'll take 5 minutes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put you in 10. You can always stop early, okay?
Thank you.
Is there anything else we need to take care of before we send you into the room with Ms. Tubbs? Is there any other matters that are ready? Madam Clerk?
Yes, we could take care of Mr. Keyhole.
Well, you know what? You know what? It's too complicated. Let's let them do this. Can you come into the breakout
Yeah, I'm gonna go into the conference room and log into Zoom.
Okay, all right.
People of the state of Michigan. People of the state of Michigan is the people on the benches. It's us versus us. This is sad. Oh, I pray we wake up.
Let's go back on the record with regard to Ms. Tubbs' case. All right, let's call Ms. Tubbs' case, please.
Calling case 2400390201. The people of the state of Michigan versus Tanaya Nicole Tubbs. This matter is scheduled today for a pre-trial. Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Elena Rozak on behalf of the people, P78815.
And good morning, Judge Deanne Patillo, P82378, stand-in counsel for Ms. Tanaya Tubbs.
All right, Ms. Tubbs, if you can unmute and state your name for the record, please. All right, you can speak now. I think it's unmuted, ma'am. Yep, I can hear you. Yep.
For the record, I am Tanaya Nicole Tubbs, the beneficiary of the account.
All right, Ms. Tubbs, you have a constitutional right to be physically present for this hearing. Do you agree to waive that right for today and hold this hearing by Zoom?
Correct.
Okay, all right, where are we at on Ms. Tubbs' case, Madam Prosecutor?
Your Honor, I did get some information from Ms. Tubbs and I did look up the, I know that the defendant is in Calhoun County Jail right now and that, she has a sentencing date of March 24th, 2025. When is our trial date? The
March
17th?
17th.
I'm guessing that Calhoun County would let her come here pending their sentence, since we have a trial date. I don't know how that all works because their case is a 2022 case, so it's definitely older. But either way, that's a problem for somebody else, I suppose. I think that Miss Tubbs needs to be brought over here. And maybe we should have a pre-trial before the trial once Miss Tubbs is here, where we're all in person. And Miss Tubbs can bring whatever documentation that she wishes to provide at that point. That way we all have it. And we're all on the same page because some of the things that she's referring to, I do not have. And I would say that we're likely going to have to proceed to trial.
All right. When are you proposing that we have this, bring her over beforehand? Obviously, the closer to the date for the court's purposes, the better, because we don't have to retain her as long from Calhoun. But if you think it would help to bring her earlier, we can do that too.
I think that approximately 2 weeks before, so that puts us in the March 3rd area. Sometime at the end of the week before or early the week of March 3rd.
I'm available the 6th if that works for the court, prosecutor and Ms. Tubbs.
All right, why don't we schedule this to have her brought over here for March the 6th, and we'll have the hearing at 11:30. Is that time okay for you, Attorney Patella?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we'll set this for March 6th at 11:30. Hey, May, can you send a writ to have her brought from Calhoun County here?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes, go right ahead, man, Ms. Tubbs.
I am looking forward to being out of here before then. And it is my duty to come there on my own as a freeborn sovereign to this. I do not need to be detained or retained. I am not an entity or subject to any entity. And I gave this paperwork to the 36th district. And I'm not going to be able to get this paperwork if I don't be able to walk and go get it, go home and print it out myself, because I have none but 8 children. I am by myself. I don't have support. I just have myself and my 8 children, which my oldest just went to prison, so he's not able to help me any longer.
All right, well, we'll see you on March 6th at 11:30. You have a nice day, ma'am, okay?
So there is no holds on me, correct?
Well, you're gonna be in the jail here, Wayne County Jail.
What I'm telling you is that I'm gonna be released from here either today, tomorrow, and I do not need any holds to come to another jail. I am a freeborn sovereign. I do not need to be detained or retained. I am not subject to any entity, or am I entity? I am a living being.
All right, you have a nice day, ma'am.
Well, guys, we've come to the end of this second appearance for Miss Tanaya Tubbs. And I must say, I feel, a little bad for a couple of different reasons. But I'll say this, one thing, that sometimes is kind of unfortunate and it's hard to understand, but I guess it shouldn't be hard to understand, because obviously with the sovereign citizens, they're in their own world, they're believing, their own lies, own script, whatever have you. But, sometimes to see them not understand how beneficial standby counsel can be for them, because you're still representing yourself. But if you run into a snag, you can ask this individual, like, listen, what should I do here? Or what can I do here? And a lot of times, you know, you'll see them, you know, they don't allow themselves to benefit from that. And I think it's because they feel like these attorneys are also a part of whatever conspiracy is against them, or whatever it is that the court is trying to do to them. Like, even when you look at Miss Tubbs, when you think about it, when they were trying to do the breakout room with her, the prosecutor, and the standby counsel, in her mind, she was processing it as the prosecutor wanted to hide something that she had to say that she didn't want the public to hear, because it was basically, it would be exposing the prosecutors, because she kept saying, oh, she's scared, you know, because she's scared of what I have to say, she wanted to go into this private room, not processing and understanding, like, no, we're going into this private room to protect, you know, your business, and protect, you know, what it is that we're going to talk about when it comes to your case. And the standby counsel being there, it's just kind of like a referee to make sure the prosecutor don't say anything crazy and she doesn't say anything crazy. But for her to take that as like almost like a conspiracy type situation, it just goes to show where a lot of, you know, these different sovereign citizens' minds are. And also, you know, it was just kind of hard for me to hear that she has 8 children. Obviously, we all got to be held accountable for our actions. So, you know, that's what she's going through right now. And unfortunately, her oldest son, she says, is in jail. And, you know, probably because she's going through her situations, you know, and you know, I don't know what their household is like or where they live. But obviously, if she's dealing with jail and not really there with him, and the environment is about that type of lifestyle or those type of lifestyles, then more than likely that's why he's following down that path. So I'm hoping that, you know, once this goes to trial and everything, that it gets squared away, she gets out and gets her life together. But we'll see. We're going to definitely keep following this case for you guys and keep you updated on it. And with that being said, guys, this is Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame. And for now, guys, Sovereign Citizens Court is adjourned. God bless you. Thank you for joining me. See you on the next proceeding.